Hello, hello, hello. It's gone midnight. Friday, 6th of January, and a new single has dropped. Well, it's not really a single; it's a stream from Peter Gabriel. Can't buy it. There's no B-sides. There's no bonus tracks. There's no video. There's just a stream that you can listen to on all your favourite streaming services. It is Panopticom. Here, Panopticom. We're going to talk about the concept of it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to review it. It's 5 minutes 14 seconds. It's a bit long. You could do with a single edit. It's called the Bright Side Mix. So whether or not this is the actual version that appears on the album is probably not, because Gabriel does that sometimes. He puts out mixes that are not on the album. So there we go. We heard a snippet of this on the last full moon video preview. So we heard a little bit of it before. It's got quite a catchy chorus. There's some guitar on it. So as a guitarist, that's good for me. Some good rhythm guitar. But yeah, rhythmically and texturally, it's a very Peter Gabriel song. It's what you come to expect, and you know, it kind of follows with what we've heard with The Veil and I'm Amazing in terms of production. Thankfully, it's not as long as those pieces. And yeah, I mean, it's very distinct. It's got a chorus. It's got verses and choruses. It's quite catchy. The vocal melody, like I said, we'd already heard on the full moon video that Gabriel put out. And yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's what you come to expect from Peter Gabriel. You know, there's nothing revolutionary here. However, what I want to talk about is the concept behind it. It's called Panopticom. Now, what that is it's a kind of a smush. It's a smush of ideas. Again, the Panopticon with an O-N, not an O-M. Panopticon was a building, was a structure used for prisons. Jeremy Bentham, I think, made them or designed them back in the day. And yeah, he came up with this idea of a prison which was circular, and no one had any privacy because you could see every angle. And that's what a panopticon was. Now, panopticon, I think what Gabriel was talking about is the idea that eyes are everywhere, in a good way, you know, that we can see the injustices of the world. Him and his friends are going to right the world. It's a very naive song. The idea is that, you know, in this electronic age, there are tentacles of information everywhere, and we'll be able to, you know, have witnesses on the ground. Again, references the organisation Witness that he's been involved in, well, since the 80s. And yeah, it's the idea that there'll be no more injustice. It's very naive, and I think again this song would have probably worked at the beginning of the internet, you know, 25, 30 years ago. I think it would have worked really well. But I was listening to it and thinking, oh, Pete, you optimistic old duffer, ain't you been paying attention to what our Lord and Saviour Elon Musk has been doing on Twitter? Because he's been revealing how all these social media platforms carefully filter what you see and suppress what you hear and watch. You know, anything that doesn't, you know, fit with the ideology of the people running those platforms will be hidden. If you talk out, you will be banned forever. You know, so we have a new battle that turns your panopticon idea into something utterly useless. And yeah, so whilst I think the song is okay and there's some interesting concepts in there, you're late again. You're a bit late again, because, you know, if you are trying to fight injustice using, I don't know, social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever else, Instagram, whatever else. There will be people there making sure that you, unless you're on the right side of history, remember, got to be on the right side of history, you're going to fail. Unless people like Elon come along and show the social networks up for what they are. So yeah, the lyric is, like I say, hopefully optimistic and quite naive, because there'll always be ways of suppressing people and hiding the truth or presenting a distorted truth. We see it everywhere. Remember, we live in a world where women are men and men are women, and women can't have their own safe spaces anymore, and if they say this, they will be banned and blocked off of social medias. They will have the police turning up at their door to arrest them. That's the world we live in. And Panopticom kind of ignores that and hides. Again, this happens to other political views as well, and other views. You have to be on the right side of the ideology that is dominant, and that's a big problem at the moment. And this song seems woefully out of touch with what's really going on. I've gone and poo-pooed all over the new song, and people are going to thumbs this down because they want to worship at the shrine of Peter Gabriel. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just saying that this is for Peter Gabriel, with these prisoners of conscience. He's still kind of stuck in the 80s. There's new battles going on now. There's new freedoms that need to be, that need to be liberated, that need to be fought for. And, things have changed somewhat. Look what's going on in Iran, for example. People might take pictures there, but when you're dealing with a totalitarian regime, they will lock you away anyway and make you disappear permanently, whether you have a mobile phone or not. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. I always have an issue when they make up words that don't exist, because it's not a real word, and he's kind of conflating a number of ideas into one. So it's it's a made up word. But that's that. It's good to have a Peter Gabriel song, I guess. It heralds an album, but it's sad that we don't have a physical product, a single, whether B-side or bonus tracks or bonus remixes. We just have this is what we have. Let me just pull up the screenshot. This is what we have. We have that. That's all you're getting, I'm afraid. Which isn't very inspiring, is it? That's on YouTube Music, but it's the same if you're on Spotify or whatever streaming service you're using. And it just shows you that the power of music has diminished somewhat. It's fading away for us old farts. But there's supposed to be more details today about how we can buy music when the new album will be coming. Yeah, so this it's all right. It's okay. It's catchy. I feel again, it's a bit like, for me, it's a bit like the Barry Williams Show song, which was a good few years out of date. That was only, I don't know, was it 5 years out of date when it was released? Because the whole Jerry Springer thing had kind of gone on the wane. If that had been out when the Jerry Springer Show was airing in the mid to late, well, it's mid-90s, I think it would have been pertinent. And this is the same. This feels like it's just, but we can be optimists, can't we? We can be optimists. We'll see how it sits on the album. Again, it's hard to judge these things when it's just a single song and we haven't got the album. But, it's not as bad as it could have been. It's hummable. It's gone in my head. That's a good thing. More than The Veil or I'm Amazing it did. So it's poppy. It's a Panopticom. I'm here all week, folks. I'm here all week. But do check it out. Do check it out. Do stream it and enjoy it. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please let me know. And that's it. Who could have thunk it in this year that we're getting more Peter Gabriel music? And like I said, I'm not really looking forward to it. Not after Up. You know, I know some of you like it, but you know, I'm like, needs Daniel Lanois working with him. That's what he needs. Good producer. So yeah, that was me whittering on about Panopticom. He says making it levitate. Look in my hand. Look at that. Oh, it's like magic. Oh, look at that. Thank you for watching. My name's been Darren Rock, and that's been my review of Panopticom Brightside Mix by Peter Gabriel, which dropped this very morn, literally 40 minutes ago. This is fresh out of my brains. Fresh out of my brains. And again, some of the melodies do feel familiar. Again, it feels familial to the Peter Gabriel oeuvre. You know, so it's nothing. There's no radical departures. It's quite over textured. I thought it might have been better if he'd have kind of on the verses pulled it back, and it'd be a little bit more subtle, and then hit you with the big sing-along chorus. But that's just me. That's just me listening to it as a producer, a remixer, you know. And that's that. Thank you for watching and listening. That's that. There's only one thing to say, and by now you should know what that is, and that is PROG on.